Hello friends and families, welcome back to another Story Art with Teacher Jessica. Today we are going to be reading 10 Fat Turkeys. And afterwards we're going to make coffee filter turkeys and pine cone turkeys.
10 Fat Turkeys by Toni Johnston, illustrated by Rich Dees. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, do a noodle dance. 10 fat turkeys fooling on a fence. Looky, says a silly turkey swinging from a vine. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, whoops, now there are 9. Looky, squawks a goofy turkey trying to roller skate. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, whoops, now there are 8. Looky, calls a foofy turkey flapping to blue heaven. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, oofsie, there are 7. Looky, cries another turkey balancing some bricks. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, uh-oh, there are 6. Looky, hoots a brother turkey swanning a swan dive. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, oh no, there are 5. Looky, whoops another turkey strutting on a boar. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, oh dear, now there are 4. Looky, hollers out a turkey swallowing a bee. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, mercy, there are 3. Looky, howls a goony turkey whistling in a shoe. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, uh-oh, there are 2. Looky, shouts a loony turkey blowing bubble gum. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, pop-o, now there's 1. Looky, yells the plumpest turkey jumping up and down. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, that's all there are none. Gobble gobble, wibble wobble, do a noodle dance. No more turkeys, crash, bang, and no more fence. Oh no, they broke their fence. Just a minute, what is this? Bibble babble, jibble jabble, looky look at me. 10 fat turkeys fooling in a tree?
Man, those turkeys were mighty silly, weren't they? And had lots of fun words like oofsie and floofsie. So today we are going to be making our own silly turkeys too. And for that we are going to need a brown piece of construction paper or whatever color you might have. You can always color it in. A coffee filter and some markers. And if you have some fall colored markers, for red, orange, yellow, that'll be perfect. And we also, if you guys can find a pine cone and some glue, and if you have feathers, that's what we're gonna be using for our turkey feathers today. So we're gonna start by coloring in this coffee filter. And we're only gonna be using half of it, so you can either cut it in half and color, or color the whole thing and then use the other half for something else. And we are going to be spraying these with a little bit of water so all the colors blend together and look bright like a fun, colorful turkey's feathers. So I'm going to be using yellow, green, and orange. And I'm just going to do lines up the coffee filter like this, thick lines. So did you guys notice in the story that as we meet the different turkeys, we are counting backwards from 10 to 1. A lot of books we count up, but this one it was really fun to count backwards. Can you guys count backwards for 10 with me? So we're gonna go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's when they broke the fence, huh? After 1. I think if you have 10 very large turkeys on a fence, that's what can happen. And we had turkeys that were, do you guys think turkeys really chew bubble gum? I'm trying to think about that. I know I've chewed bubble gum. But I don't know if a turkey can. Do you think you could picture their little beak, little turkey beak chewing bubble gum? What was your favorite turkey in the story? What silly turkey was your favorite? There was one who was wearing a shoe over his head. One that was balancing really heavy things and became really tippy. Was there one that was roller skating as well? So we're just gonna color as many colors as you can for our wonderful colorful turkey. And now when we're all done spraying this, we are gonna give it a moment to dry before we start assembling it with the rest of our turkey. Okay, so when you have it as colored in as you would like, we are going to get ready to spray it. And the marker can get kind of messy, so I like to put a tray, if you have a slip mat, a piece of parchment paper, whatever you have to spray it down, and we're going to gently give it a spray with some water. And we don't want to be really, really close. We want to be sort of up here. We just want to sort of let the colors start to blend together. I see. All the colors are sort of starting to blend and spread together. And the more colors you have on there, the more they'll mix. Wonderful. So we're going to take a moment to set this off to the side so it can dry. And we're going to grab our construction paper. Now to make this turkey, we need a circle for its head and a half circle for the body. And the half circle is going to go around this. This is going to go in front of it, so it needs to be bigger than that piece of coffee filter. So what I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna grab an unused coffee filter so I can trace it. It can be our template. If you guys have another one to do too, you can use it as a template because we want it to be bigger than that. We want the brown piece to be bigger. Okay, so I can see where this goes now. So I'm gonna put it on the top end of paper. You're gonna set it down. We're gonna draw a half circle. We're gonna trace. So we're gonna go. So you don't trace all the way around it because it needs to be big. Go up and around here. Good job. And then next we are going to be making a circle in another spot to be our turkey's face. Good job. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a moment to cut those out. So when we think about turkeys, what do you guys think about? Go ahead and say what you think about when you think about turkeys. Do you think about fall? Do you think about Thanksgiving? Do you think about bubble gum? That's silly, huh? When I think of turkeys, I think of Thanksgiving because I have always had turkey on Thanksgiving. Okay, so this is sort of how our turkey is going to be. We're gonna have our colorful piece of paper in the back. But while we wait for that to dry a little bit, we're gonna work on our turkey's face. So we are going to give our turkey eyes. And now you can draw eyes on. If you have Google Eyes around your house, that's wonderful. And you can use those for your turkey's eyes. And give them eyes. We're gonna give our turkey a beak. Now, what color is a turkey's beak? Let's look back. It's like an orangey yellow. Do you have something in your house that's that orangey yellow color? Do you have tissue paper, pom-pom? What do you have that's that orangey yellow color that you can make a bead out of? Craft foam. I'm going to just be using marker to draw my turkey's beak on this morning. And a beak, easiest way to do that is to do a triangle shape. So I'm just going to do a triangle to the side for my turkey beak. If you have yellow orange paper, you can cut that out and glue it there. Or craft foam works as well to give it some dimension. Here you go. So here's my turkey. Oh no, my turkey's eyes fell off. Those were stick-on ones, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue. Oh, you know what I should have said? Oopsie, said this silly turkey who lost both of his eyes. There you go, we'll give this a little glue down. Now, turkeys also have another special thing on them. Let's see if we can find a page that's got a good shot. Turkeys have a little, yeah, you guys said a little red thing sort of down from their beak. It's called a wobbler. So if you have a red marker or a red piece of paper, you can add that down to your turkey as well. Here we go. And then next, we are going to take our coffee filter. I just folded mine in half, so it's a little bit dry on that side, and we're gonna glue it down to this piece of paper. So I will find that school glue or tacky glue will work the best. If your coffee filter is a little damp, glue stick would probably end up messing with ripping it a little. So just use a white or wet glue if you have it. You're gonna glue on the back side, not the side you colored, on the other side, the blank side that's folded. And you're gonna carefully glue it down. Go. And then next we're gonna put our turkey's head on. I'm gonna do some glue on the back of this. And then, oh, almost glue the turkey's head upside down. There we go. We're gonna set it down. Oh, I really like how this turkey is turning out. But I think I kind of want to round these edges because they're very sharp from where we cut them. So I'm gonna take my scissors again and very carefully just sort of go around the edge and round out this turkey's body a little bit. And everybody's turkey is gonna look kind of different, which is so wonderful about this project. So if you're making turkeys with your whole family, everybody's turkey is gonna be a little bit different. Okay, here's how our coffee filter turkeys turned out. Good job, boys and girls. We're gonna set this off to the side, and we are gonna get ready for our next project. And for that, we need a pine cone. And you can decide, is the bottom of the pine cone gonna be your turkey face? Is the outside of the pine cone gonna be your turkey face? And there are pine cones at the craft store, but I find the best pine cones come from outside. Can I give you guys a little trick too? If you go outside and a pine cone is all closed together, pine cones close together when they're cold to protect themselves. They need to be warmed and they will open up. So you can dip it in warm water and let it dry, or bringing it inside the house and letting it sit and get to room temperature, the pine cone will open up. So when you have your pine cone that's open up and ready to paint or to make a turkey, here we go. I'm going to be using the bottom of the pine cone as my turkey's face. And for our turkey's feathers, we're gonna use colorful feathers. And this project's really fun. You're just gonna take tacky glue and just stick them all over the little, what is it, almost like petals of the pine cone. And we're gonna glue them down. So if you want to, I'm gonna use tacky glue for this one. Oh my goodness. All the glue is at the bottom. There we go. You guys, this glue might be like mine and it needs a good squeeze. Oh, you know what? My glue has been in the cupboard for so long, it doesn't work anymore. Let me grab another glue real quickly. Sometimes this happens with art projects, huh, kiddos? Okay, here we go. And you're gonna hold your pine cone up like this to start putting glue down. If your glue is hard to use, you might need help having someone, you can have someone hold it for you while you glue down, and we're just gonna cover the whole thing in glue. And if you use regular school glue, that works as well. So we're just gonna put glue all over these little pine cone petals. You guys kind of see where all the glue is, and then we're just gonna start sticking feathers. And if you don't have actual colorful feathers, that's okay. You can go out and collect leaves, and you can use leaves as your feathers, or you can cut feathers out of paper, or you can use whatever you find around the house and around outside. So I'm going to use some leaves in here as well. Wonderful. So this is the start of what my turkey's going to look like. I think it needs more feathers up towards the front. And if you need to stop and add more glue on it, please do that so you can have the most colorful turkey you can create. Ooh, that one glued to my finger. How's that looking so far? I think I'm going to move these leaves forward. I think I want them to be seen a little more. Whoop. They keep getting glued to my fingers. It's so silly. If you need to, you can take a moment to get a towel. Wipe some of that glue off your fingers because we're getting it sort of on the tips of our fingers as we push these feathers in. Wonderful. And you can put as many feathers on your turkey as you would like, or leaf feathers on there. Wonderful. So keep gluing as many feathers on your turkey. Ooh, I've got feathers floating about. How about you guys? Wonderful. My leaf keeps falling. Here we go. So here's how our turkey looks so far. Does it look like a floofy turkey? An oofsy turkey? And I'm gonna put 2 eyes right up here, and then in this open spot, this is where I'd like to put my beak so I can sort of cover that up. So I'm going to glue 2 eyes onto it. Now the material of a pine cone, the seeds of a tree, is not necessarily made for some of the stuff that we're doing with it. So it might take a moment to find the right spot for the eyes to fit, a nice spot where the glue can hold. There it goes. And I'm just going to use a yellow piece of paper to make my beak for this one. So I'm gonna grab a scrap piece of yellow paper that I have, and I'm gonna think about sort of that triangle beak shape. So you can do, my markers keep rolling, for that triangle beak shape. And then you can sort of round the triangle like that. And so I'm gonna cut that out to be the beak of my turkey. And if you have a yellow or if you have a red piece of paper, you can use it to make whole gobble part of the turkey, or you can use a red feather or a red piece of foam, or if you have found a red leaf or a red plant outside, that would be wonderful too. Woo. There we go. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy fall. Thank you for coming to make turkeys with me today. I hope you guys had a great time, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.